So how we kind of set this up is, we have our intro page, we have just the IG post and print team, and then the second page kind of outlines on, what we're responsible for, and just kind of as a table of contents in a way. So each post kind of represents each slide is in correlation to this page. So it goes from March 29th, 2nd, 4th, 9th, and 11th to 15th. So I wanted to kind of establish that. That's what because they're not going to have like names on the post, obviously, but they're already in their respective folders on the main folder.
Okay.
So this is the launch.
Oh, nice. Woo! Much better. See? Cool. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
The TV is missing. It's on top of that camera, but otherwise it looks good.
Oh crap.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
Stumpy. What happened to that?
That was my bad completely. I was trying to upload the correct logo, and I accidentally left out those two little dots. It's okay. I'll get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's an
It's kinda
easy
funny.
fix.
I kind of like it, but I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds
Yeah,
good.
these little, just like a butterfly. These
Yeah, I
little
understand now.
Yeah.
Okay.
My only thought on this one, I see what you're doing with the exhibition and the reception and then the lighter font for the actual dates
Yeah.
and time. Oh, by the way, who's the note taker for team one?
I have a recording going.
Oh,
just because
okay.
I think that's a little bit easier
Okay.
to hear back and then take notes on it. I think that'll be a
Okay.
better aspect to
Okay,
things
can you type the notes?
Yeah, I'll still type the note. We'll still
Okay.
have we'll
So
still
I
type
can
the notes.
post them on Canvas?
Yeah, it's just a little easier because I realized that with the last note taking, there was a lot of things that I missed.
Okay.
So this way I can just make sure everything is and
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's do what works.
Okay, sounds
fine.
good.
Okay. But my thoughts, I'm wondering if for the dates and the date and the time for the reception, maybe those should be set in the bold.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm thinking about how it's going to look on the Instagram feed and people's phones.
Okay.
And that would just pop just a little bit more. I think you'd still keep your strong hierarchy because exhibition and reception are in the all capital letters.
Mhm. Okay, so just make it bold without putting it in all caps and keep the all caps and bold going. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Don't change a thing for exhibition and reception.
Okay.
But put April 1st through I'm glad I caught that.
Mhm.
It's not the 18th, it's the 28th.
Oh.
That's really
Okay.
important. Another
That's-
thing
yeah.
is, you need consistent spacing on your, so see how there's an extra space right here? Right?
Yes,
So
I
you
do.
need to delete this space.
Okay.
This is really important. We need to be consistent with it.
Yes. So
And
delete the
this is
space.
very,
between
very
the-
important. That
Okay.
needs to be, the 28th is the last day, right? Scheduled to 28th.
I think there was
Yeah.
a typo in that, so that
Yeah.
we'll fix
So
it.
this needs to be a 2, okay? This one is fine, April 4th, but please put a comma after 4th.
Okay,
That's
so
like
a comment after
proper-
4th. Okay, and then fix the
proper.
spacing on the 1st. Okay.
Yeah, and fix the spacing right here, and this needs to become 28.
The 20.
Okay.
Yes. This is why I'm
And
recording.
put the top of the antenna back on.
Okay.
This is very striking. I think this is
Yeah.
gonna be a really strong start to the presentation. It's like,
Yeah, I know. She was like,
here it is.
at first she wanted to get rid of the stroke on the circle. I was like, no, you keep that thing. That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty
and
cool.
I think it pushes the logo
Mhm.
forward more.
I really agree. And then there's like a kind of a texture to it. I think, especially like on.
Yeah, I
It's
noticed
pretty
like
cool.
the textured background. That's
I really
nice.
like that,
It's
yeah.
kind of reminiscent of like the old snow.
Mhm.
on
Like the
old
static and
television.
everything. Yeah,
the
that's really
static.
cool.
Yeah, people on high def TVs, so
Mhm.
we don't get that anymore, but back
Yeah.
in the day. Childhood memory, oh, this is fun. Okay, so this is the, let's see, this is for the reception.
Yes.
Okay. So thoughts, observations about this one?
And there's, I think, there's other pages to it too.
Oh, this is
This is a multi-page one.
this is a slide, okay.
So that's talking about food. Obviously, this is placeholder images for right now. And this is so in the post, Nate, like kind of describing what it is supposed to be about, it wanted it to be, the high schools. Are you wanting it to have multiple posts, like about the high school? Like, what is the direction of that?
I don't understand the question.
So like, here, and the post names, or so in the, give me 5 seconds, I'm so sorry. So, the receptionist post. So the intro slide about food, and then slide about high schools. So I'm a little unclear about like the high schools in general. Like, are we putting a slide about?
Okay,
You see what I mean?
think I would recommend, I don't know where the idea about food came from.
That
yeah.
was just what I had.
Okay.
For the post-name
What I
box.
would recommend, is, okay, so is your team sending a couple of representatives on installation night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my recommend is to, plug in still photos of the exhibition.
The exhibition. Okay.
Yeah, so that way you don't have to worry about that fast. Oh, this is an invitation to the, reception.
This is the reception
Yeah.
post. Talk about the
So
reception.
Reception it's not even happened yet,
Mm-mm.
yeah. So for these photos, definitely don't use this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Just use two that are basically placeholders of like an art exhibition. Right?
Okay.
And then in the presentation, we'll say, when we come on install night, we'll, replace these with photos that we get of the exhibition.
Okay. And then in the notes, I'll kind of dive into each of what the placeholders are going to be replaced with.
Yeah,
So
that,
the
that
notes that
would
we
be,
can
yes,
keep
that
track of
would
that.
be good. Okay. But how about, thoughts about this layout? Observations? I have, a couple of things. Yes, Anna?
I think the drop shadow behind TV doesn't really match, like, an accurate shadow for the color. I feel like there's like a pink undertone going on, so I feel like if anything, it should be either dark blue, or maybe
It is technically a black drop shadow, but I see what you mean.
maybe lean more towards like a dark blue black.
Okay.
Okay, I could see that. I see a hand. Who was that? Stephanie, I think.
I think having the starburst in the background and the picture in the front is too overwhelming. There's just too many lines going on, and they're all going in different directions. So I would suggest just taking out the starburst if you want to get the picture.
Okay.
And it's also kind of hard to read the text on the bottom just because the line behind it is a little weird. So I would just play around with this.
Okay.
I also kind of wanted to bring up when all this is like posted, you're gonna see all the lines, like, it might be too many of the similar background posts, if that makes sense. Like,
Okay.
a lot of the posts have the same starburst background, it might be like too similar.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be another good, case for removing the starburst
Okay.
background for this.
Yeah, in my mind, they're also doing other posts, I thought, during this time too. Like, it's not just about the high school.
Yeah,
So that's why I
they
was
will.
trying
They
to keep the same
Yeah.
theme going.
Which is true, but that's how like you can achieve it with using similar colors and elements.
Okay.
But not the exact same background on each one.
Okay.
So that's how it gets like overwhelming. If you look at it from a page view, even if it is a few, the
Mhm.
in-between ones are it's gonna stick out and then you're like, that kind of isn't blending with anything else.
Okay, sounds good, yeah.
All looking the
Or it
same.
might look a little too repetitive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, so yeah, here's my advice on this down here, yes. By the way, this, Z thing that's happening with the rainbow, so much fun. Now, if you get rid of the starburst, you might be able to, enlarge the logo just a little bit as well, just to pop
Okay.
it a little bit more. I think you probably can, so maybe try that.
Okay.
For this, we also need to make it clear that this is the reception, right?
Okay.
So reception, maybe you can, put reception in all caps, like you did for the first post.
Mm-hmm.
And then, April 4th, and I would recommend consolidating this. So April 4, comma, 6 p.m. to, so you don't need the colon and the two
Okay.
zeros. Right?
Okay, that sounds good.
So let's see stylistically how you did it on the first post. Let's keep it consistent. Alright, okay, yeah, see how you did it here?
Mm-hmm.
6-8 p.m. That's exactly the way you need to do it on the second post.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
With the comma. With the comma. Yeah, alright. And then also you do have a readability issue there. So I don't know how to solve that and keep the rainbow as it is. You might need to like lighten the opacity of all the colors in the rainbow, or, I mean, we have it in full color in the front, in that middle band,
Mhm.
right? But does that make sense? You're gonna have to figure out a way to pop that type
Yes,
more
okay,
from that rainbow, cause it does get kinda muddy, kinda hard to read.
okay. Sounds
Does that
good. Yeah.
make sense? Okay, alright, and we talked about the drop shadow, maybe like, playing with it, so it's more of like kind of a greenish, bluish, black, rather
Okay.
than a purpley black. I could see that. Try making the logo a little bit bigger, if we delete the starburst. Okay. Alright, and then we have, okay, so this is just, highlighting the exhibition itself, is that correct?
Let me
The
just double
exhibition
check.
and the reception. Which one is this?
This is the promo. So this is the, yeah,
Okay,
just
this
the
goes on
promo motion.
This is the promo on the 4th, okay?
Yes.
Okay,
And then the next one is gonna be.
okay. Now, does this have multiple?
Yeah, this is the 9th community. So the,
Okay.
yeah, so there's.
Is this, one of the pictures from the high school?
Yes, so one of them is already good to go, so, I mean, a
So
few of
that
them are
one.
good to go. So, there's 4 posts in the community.
Okay, so for this one, that to me looks like a stock photo.
Yeah, it is. Most of them
Okay.
are, the only ones that aren't, that's the stock photo. Oh, that's for a
So-
different one, that's a different post entirely, so the.
Okay.
So if you don't see, so there's a gallery, person, like these aren't stock photos.
Okay.
These two I found on their actual site, so we could replace them with, better quality photos, but, I mean, they work. This one is a stock one.
So this is a,
That's for a different one.
is it for the 9th, April 9th community?
So it goes, so 9th has 4 posts entirely, so it has 4 posts. The 11th is the gallery. The gallery starts off with the page stroke. So this one, did it not upload? Can you go up one more time? So those three, did it get messed up? I'm so sorry. I think it got messed up. Can you see?
Yeah, uh-huh.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 are part of the 9th. And then this is where the 11th starts. So 3.
Where the 11th starts?
This is where the 11th starts. And it's a little hard to figure that out right now just because of the way that the post is, but I can revise that to where there's an even break, there's a more.
Okay,
distinct break.
you know what I think you need to do to clarify this is, okay, you've got this table of contents
Mhm.
right here, and then, have a slide that says March 29th.
Okay, that's what, yeah, I was trying to figure that
And
out
then for this
too.
one, have a slide that says April 2nd
Okay.
before this. And then, okay, cause all that's April 2nd, right? But then here, have a slide before this that says April 4th.
Mhm.
Okay, and then, is this part of the April 4th one?
This is a part of the, community.
Okay, so April 4 only has one post?
Yes.
Then, okay, alright. So then, for community, then
It
it's
starts
beginning
there,
of this,
and there's
you'll need
4.
an April 9
Mhm.
slide, okay? Then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mhm.
Okay, then this one is April 11th?
Gallery, yes.
Okay,
So
so
that'll
we
be-
need an April 11th,
Mhm.
and this, I would replace right now with a photo of, the students working that
Okay.
we have, cause we've already got that content.
Yes.
So let's plug it into,
Okay.
to this, okay? So we've got a carousel sleigh, this is the exhibition, okay, this is the students working, correct?
Mhm. Yes,
Okay.
so that one's done basically, unless you guys want to add or to adjust anything.
Okay, well, let's go back to the layout for this one. This is a single post, so
Mhm.
thoughts and observations about this one? I have some observations, yes.
I don't know if the paintbrush works well there. It kind of just looks like it was placed and doesn't have a purpose. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does look random, yes.
Another thing is
Huh?
that
I
the
didn't
banner here that I don't think it's a red stroke
Okay.
shape, because all throughout the posts, we will have a stroke on the banners like that. So honestly, I just really for that, just get rid of the stroke, at least that's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, and that would help it complete less with the logo.
Okay.
If you delete the paintbrush, I would recommend making the logo even larger.
Okay.
I think it can get larger for just a little bit more emphasis. Did somebody, Stephanie, do you have an observation?
I feel like even for this one, the Starburst is still very overwhelming against everything else. I think, like just a solid background, that's not like one of the browns or cans against the logo is fine. And then you can kind of follow the same concept of the banner, the, story you're looking at, and just have it center line instead of having it off to the side because it's like leaving the eye to the front.
Okay, so maybe, yeah, maybe center line on the layout.
Yeah, I do, in order to Starburst, I think the Starburst should really only be on that first one, because it's such a grand, like, element.
Okay.
So now it's like.
Should we just keep it as a solid background, or should we experiment with other patterns that, kind of go alongside it, like on the, On the mood board, we had that kind of cool wavy one. We also had a checkered one. Should we experiment with those? But like, you know, of course, bring back the opacity.
You can always like play around with it and
Mhm.
send it you can give you feedback.
Okay. Sounds good.
The other thought is, I'm just could you have a plain background that adds some of the flowers in like the top, the
Okay.
top right corner and
Yeah.
the top, or sorry, the bottom left corner
Mhm.
as a point counterpoint?
Yeah,
I
we
don't
could
know.
do that, yeah. Just playing around with it.
In which case, so if you go with centered alignment, I don't even know if you need the banner.
Okay.
Right, just set the type and there again, set it consistently with, and this is the day of the reception.
Mhm.
So I recommend just highlighting that,
Okay.
right, just reception, and typeset it exactly the way you are doing on the original post.
Okay.
Right, so reception in all capital letters, April 4th, comma, you don't need from, and then 6 to 8 p.m., all on one line.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright.
And this is where the gallery starts.
Okay, I'm sorry, this is the. Okay.
So the one with the pink.
This one is for April 4th, right? This one is the start
The
of.
9th, yeah.
Of the 9th.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 posts there, 4 slides in
Mhm.
the same post, okay? And then this one is, this one starts the 11th, correct?
Mhm.
And we're gonna replace this with,
With what we have, yes.
yeah, students working, that makes better sense.
And I know that we were talking about doing a variety of like the loops with the rainbow. It just kind of got a little too busy, so that's why I still stuck with like, you know, just making the paint stroke smaller, like a bit smaller, and then not having all the loops in between it.
Yeah, okay.
It just kind of
Just
got
to-
really
just to
busy
keep
and
it
just,
simple.
yeah, just to
Yeah.
keep it simple and cohesive.
I think, so this is the last slide in this post,
Yes,
correct?
that's the last post.
Okay, you know what I would recommend for this one
Mhm.
then? To make sense of the rainbow stripe,
Mhm.
go ahead and continue the rainbow stripe and then have the brush at the end.
Okay, I can do that.
Then it's like a logical conclusion of
Yes,
that. Does
okay,
that make sense?
that makes total sense.
Yeah, and we can do the flowers elsewhere. Well, we talked about doing the flowers for the reception post,
Okay.
so they can come in there, okay? So that's my recommend for that one. Does anybody have any other recommends for this? I think we're good with that one, okay. So then, okay, wait a minute. How about the April 15th post?
That's the April 15th post.
Okay.
We only have, the 11th is the gallery, the 9th is the community, the 4th, the 2nd, the 20th, yeah.
Hold on. This is for April 4, correct?
Yes,
Alright.
and then we have the community and gallery, and then the 15th is a single post.
So this is the start of, this one's the start of April 9th.
Yes,
Okay. That's April 9th. That's April 9th. That's April 9th. This is the 11th.
yes.
Okay. But I thought all of these following ones were the 11th. Or is it?
So that is its own post.
I see. Okay. So this one is for the 15th.
Yes.
And it's a single post.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Okay. So that means so this is the last slide, for the post on the 11th, correct? Okay.
Mhm.
So that's the one where you need to, end the rainbow, probably right about here somewhere,
Okay.
and then have the brush.
Okay. That makes
Does
sense.
that make sense?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Did somebody over here have their hand up?
Yeah, so on April 15th, we were planning for this to be a 3-image post.
Okay.
As like thank you to the high school for their hard work.
Okay, sounds good. I can make that adjustment.
All the info should be in that one doc.
Okay. So that means that, you know what you could do for that one?
Mhm.
Macy, let's go to, okay. So if you wanted to, you could, so we need 2 more slides
Yes.
basically for this post, right?
Mhm.
So you could go ahead and lead with this one. But then in the second 2, if what you all are wanting to do is highlight the exhibition, then you can have photographs of the exhibition that you get the night of the install. In which case, you are going to need to include 2, you're gonna have to include 2 placeholder photos of gallery shots.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. So we need to make that clear. Now, those may or may not have the flowers on them. Maybe they don't need the flowers. Maybe you just lead with this one, the student's doing the work,
Mhm.
right? And so that's the one that has the fun flowers on them. And then the other 2 are just simply photos.
Okay.
That would make it easier, less production work. What do you
Yeah,
think?
that makes sense. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. So, let's take a look at the poster. So thoughts and observations about the poster?
Are these the colors we talked about?
Yes, I don't know why it looks a little. So on my screen, the blue is a little bit more vibrant. The starburst behind it is a tinted, or it's a little tinted just so that it doesn't overpower.
You could use a yellow instead, because the red's very eye catching, but the yellow would make the blue pop. These are complementary colors, so I really like them, but I get what you're saying about the red overwhelming it. But I think we should stick to the color palette, just because this looks more pink than what I can see.
Okay.
Still kind of giving me American.
Oh, America. Well,
Yeah,
you know what?
sure.
America, 'cause yeah. How many people know that reference? I
know
cleaned it
exactly
up
what's going on.
for
Yeah.
obvious reasons, right? Okay, so, yeah, cause there is like a beautiful like gold color in the palette, correct? Yeah, so, maybe that's the perfect solution. Maybe the starburst should be that gold color.
Okay.
Which is lighter in value. It's not gonna compete as much as with the bridge. And it also, suggests like a sunrise or something like that, like
Okay.
New Horizons, and that would go symbolically very well with the bridge.
Mhm.
Okay. Now the logo, I feel like the logo feels like it's a little off to the left too much. I would pull it over to the right to make it feel a little bit more balanced
Okay.
composition. Okay. The banner, let's take a look at the banner. Okay, we've got Greater Denton Arts Council, we've got the exhibition. Okay, for April 1 through 28th, delete the period, that is not needed. And also for consistency, delete the spaces.
Okay.
There, okay, between 1 and the hyphen and 28, okay, for consistency. You've got the reception, that's good. You've got the address at Patterson Appleton Arts Center, okay, that's the address. Now, you know what I would recommend, exhibition and, I would recommend putting a space here, a line space between Greater Denton Arts Council and exhibition, and deleting that space right there. It's, the grouping is gonna be a little bit more logical.
Okay.
Does that make sense? That'll
Yeah.
help Greater Denton Arts Council pop out a little bit more. And then the stuff about the show, the exhibition and the reception, that's gonna be clustered together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Building the bridge to a more creative Denton, you know, I still wonder if it's kind of feels like relegated to the bottom. Could you try something like building a bridge somewhere in this area, and then to, a more creative Denton in this area?
Okay.
Align it left, and then that rag is gonna follow the angle of the bridge.
Okay.
And make it feel like it's more a part of the bridge rather than like pushed down to the bottom. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
In which case, you don't need like this extra bar in the bottom. Okay. The other thing is, see your, the outline of your banner?
Yeah.
That needs to neatly meet the edge of your design.
Yeah, I realize that
See
now.
how we can, yeah, we can see a little bit of the starburst right there.
Mhm.
You need a clean edge on that.
Okay.
So, okay, so that's what I see on that one. Do we have any other thoughts
Just
or
a,
observations?
like, short, like, grammar thing in April, I think the I is capitalized in both of them.
Oh, good eye, yes. This needs to be a lowercase I in April.
Okay.
Is it, I wonder if that's the screen.
And it's also a reception too.
Yeah, I wonder if that's,
So not in council.
That's.
let me take a look at that. Huh, that's odd. Okay. Okay, that is a redraw issue. It's fine when you zoom in on it. It's fine. For
Okay.
some reason, it's showing up that way on the screen.
Okay.
So that's good. Okay. So let's take a look at the flyer. Okay, so thoughts, observations about the flyer? Yes, Stephanie?
I feel like there's no clear hierarchy in the little poster. It's like everything's kind of rapid for attention. And again, like all of the artwork has different line weights, so if everything looks awkward, some of them are like heavy and others are the bottom line. And United by Art part, the colors don't necessarily match together, and we kind of agreed to use like the tan and the brown for that title. And we were using that drop shadow color, so it just looks weird against everything.
Yeah, this one needs some work. Yeah, that's a good point. There isn't a clear hierarchy yet. But one thing is, okay, the name of the exhibition needs to have the strongest hierarchy. Right now, United by Art is what stands out the most, okay? And then also, it's like, the reason for the hands, it's like the hands and the flowers are two separate things, right? It's like, and there's not like a clear reason for either one of them.
Okay.
You know, maybe the best thing to do is, simplify this. I see what you all are doing with like the power hand. you know, maybe something like this needs to happen, like pull the flower down more central, and the starburst, right, down more centrally.
Okay.
And then have the hands on either side of the flower as if they're painting the flower. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then there's a reason for that being there. Okay. In which case, United by Art needs to be set a lot smaller. And, maybe it can run along, like right along the top of the banner here. And yeah, it's probably a good idea to use the dark brown drop shadow, since
Okay.
that's part of our visual identity. Okay? And then, probably we don't need these second and third flowers. I don't know, maybe you do. If you make all those changes, it kind of depends upon, you know, how it balances.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe, you know what, here's what I advise, let's see how much time we have here. Cause that's a lot of changes. Okay, we're at 10:20 right now. How about, cause, schedule team, I can just meet with you individually as a group at the teaching station, and then everybody else can get started on their changes. So I tell you what, team one, why don't you work on strengthening, since this is the thing that, actually you got a lot of changes, but this is the one that needs the most changes. Why don't you work together on strengthening the hierarchy and clarity of this one, and then show it to me right at the end of the class?
Okay.
What do you think?
That's fine, yeah.
So is that enough to give